Here are a couple situations where we have an attack going on, and we have about 4 or 5 people lined up, pretty well spaced out, but in a flat line from sideways across the field. Problem is the guy on the wing really can't get a pass to anybody. Nobody's open because it's a straight line across with a lot of defenders in the middle. This is why we've been working on back passes to a midfielder. A midfielder or two should stay back from the forwards so he can get the clears and so he can receive back passes to redistribute the ball, restart the attack. Here's a nice attack which has some good moves but some missed opportunities. Aiden gets the ball and starts a good dribble down toward the goal, doesn't see passing options, so he stops to lose that defender. Now he's looking around for Nuno. Nuno loses it for a second. Nuno runs over along with Ezra, which was a mistake. He should be running away to give Aiden an option to pass. Aiden holds on to the ball. Nuno starts a run and he gets it. Now Nuno's running down the field. And here's where I think he makes a mistake. Instead of making a difficult pass, he could have just run past the guy. There's only one person between him and the goal. And frankly, that defender wasn't very good. That's an example where an attacker like Nuno can definitely beat the guy, and he should go for it. Pippi should pass to his right to Carter, making a run right here. Again, Nuno, just go for it. It's a tough pass, but you got a shot on the goal if you run.
Nice, no.
Nice.
Really beautiful distribution by Brendan. Starts a great run. Nuno sees an opportunity to pass it through, and we almost get something out of it. Nice, clear, great ball handling by Pippi, shielding, and a beautiful little pass to Aiden, who's a bit too close. Then Aiden should pass to Nuno, and Nuno should be going wider. By passing straight ahead, it goes right to Heisem. Still, we almost get something out of it. But the real opportunity was a pass to the left to Nuno. Remember how Coach Pindar talked about don't ride the railroad tracks up and down the field in a straight line? Here's a great chance to move it out to the left, and Nuno should help by going wider and calling for the ball. Excellent movement on the throw-in. Notice how one guy goes one way, another one goes another way. Aiden goes off to the left. Great pass by Carter. Support coming up the middle. This is the kind of stuff that makes a coach proud. I don't want to second-guess every decision that Nuno makes. Here he does a great job of getting control. Tries to dribble past Heisem, actually almost makes it, but then Will steps in. Here a pass straight forward to Pippi might have been the better choice if he could do it. Good work by Carter and Pippi. Notice this beautiful pass by Carter. Pippi takes it, and then just as Heisem starts to commit, he crosses it in front. This is a pretty bunched up attack. It starts well, Pippi gets control, but look how Aiden, Nuno, and Carter are only about 10 feet apart. So it fails. Now, Pippi might have been able to pass to the left to Nuno or to the right to Carter, but Aiden was definitely too close. Even Nuno could go wider and call for the ball. Here Nuno is using his speed to try to beat Heisem, and he almost does. This would be a good example of where Nuno could slow down just a little bit, just touch the ball, and Heisem would go right by, and he could have the shot. This is what we were practicing last week, this tapping the ball and slowing down.
Go, Nuno!
Here's a goal that the Hubsch team scored against Baja, which is an example of why you always want to run toward a pass. Obviously, it was a goal kick, and the sweeper takes a couple steps to intercept the ball, but number 3 comes charging in very aggressively, and all of a sudden, there's no one between him and the goal. The sweeper was much too conservative in this case. This is a nice little attack by the Lions team from a couple weeks ago. It's worth studying to see how they took advantage of our defensive breakdown to really do a textbook cross that almost scored a goal. Our first problem is that the midfielders are out of position on a throw-in. It's a blue throw-in. Nuno and Mark are not on anybody, and they're walking or jogging back. This gives a free ride to the blue attacker. The second thing that happens is Jeremy drops his own mark and comes forward to attack the ball carrier. That's a mistake because he had backup from the stopper and the sweeper, and his own man gets free and is an easy target for a pass. Particularly when the ball is in the middle of the field, you don't want to, if you're the left or right fullback, you don't want to drop coverage on your man so to attack the ball carrier. Let the sweeper or the stopper do that and cover your man so he can't get a pass. Now, because our midfielders have been a little slow coming back, you have a couple of blue shirts completely unmarked in the goal, particularly the blue on the left. If Leo had hustled a little bit more, he might have been able to be on that guy. Nice. Here's an example of a defensive breakdown against the Finch team. There's an attack on the left, but notice how they get their midfielders running into the box when our midfielders aren't back yet. We have Nuno back there, we have Mark and Ezra back there. And it's a shot, not a cross, but a cross would have been very effective here. Another little bit of sloppy defense. Carter is attacking up the right. We control him a little bit. He gets off a pass. But Jeremy and Ezra are too far forward. Jeremy is too far away from the center, which he should be protecting. And the black and white guy in the middle of the box is in a position to do damage. Fortunately, he doesn't. It would be nice if we could tackle this guy before he runs 50 yards, but you got to compliment Emiliano for his persistent pressure. Here we have the midfielders. Aiden and Nuno are not getting back on defense. There are a couple of black and whites right in the middle. Jeremy, you should be tucked more in the middle to cover these black and white. Johnny and Ezra are out of position too. Johnny's come too far forward to go after Will Booten and has let somebody get behind him. Ezra hasn't gotten back to cover Booten. Johnny, that was your guy. Don't wander over the middle. Another case where we're out of position on this throw-in. Jeremy, you're too far over. The threat will not come from that side. Nice. You need to pull into the middle and provide support in case there's a problem there. You can still cover the guy on your side. We have way too many people over.
Win that, win that.
Well, Emiliano lets Carter get away from him, and he is we're very vulnerable to this cross by Will Booten. Again, midfielders aren't back, and Emiliano has just missed his mark. Another defensive mistake. Now here Emiliano does what's called rushing. It's a classic case of running at a skillful dribbler who has possession. His momentum carries him past the attacker, so he just gets beat. Remember how we practice challenge and then shuffle back. Here's a case where they scored a goal against us that we really shouldn't have let in. Now we have 4 guys back, but we make a couple of mistakes. First, Jeremy's a bit out of position. He's covering somebody way off on the right when he should be tucked back in protecting the center. Second thing is we're a bit lazy, and I have to say Emiliano is a little bit slow to get that bouncing ball out of the goal. Now, when Heisem takes the ball and runs down the field, this creates a huge opportunity for a counterattack. We've got to come up with a way to get that ball away from him and then fire it down toward their goal. This is one way to definitely score against this team.
Let's go defense!
We got their number 1 guy wide open right in front of the net. I yell at Emiliano, but Jeremy should be handling that situation as well. Here's a couple of instances where we're really showing some good movement on throw-ins. Particularly this next one, we got 2 parties going in opposite direction. This one's not so cool. Nuno really doesn't go anywhere. Aiden runs into traffic, and Ezra throws right at perhaps the worst possible spot. This one has some pretty nice movement too, although it's mostly Nuno. Another good one. Here we can't see all the movement. There's some movement. Pippi's kind of static. But there's a nice little back pass that Ezra does the right thing with.